is on Naam Japna. So it makes sense that before we start the presentation, when we say Fatih, that we do some Naam Japna together. So very simply to meditate upon God's name. So if we can close our eyes, backs up straight, hands together as well. That's a very important thing as well. Brings everything together, all your thoughts together as well. And we're just going to focus on saying Vaheguru. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Phirte prabhaya bariya tav saranaye, Nanak ki prabh bhinti apni bhakti laye. Main murkh ki get baat hai, kot paradi tariyare. Guru Nanak jin suniya bekhiya, se phir garbas na pariyare. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Okay, so welcome to this talk on the topic of Naam Japna. Just before I start, when I was given this topic, I thought, okay, Naam Japna. There's so many things you can talk about, so it shouldn't be too difficult to put together some sort of presentation. But no word of a lie, this is probably the hardest talk I've ever had to prepare in my whole life. Why? Because I didn't know where to start or what I should talk about. So I sat there for like 2 days, just, what do I talk about? Because it's just one of those topics that's so deep, and it requires a lot of blessings as well to talk about Naam Japna, because that's why we're here. We're here to Japna. That's why we're in this world. Maharaj says, Sarva Dharma, Vaheshreshth Dharma, to have all the different paths that you can follow. The highest path, Shreshth, means like supreme. He said, Har ko Naam Japa, to meditate upon God's name, to connect to the one, and Nirmal Karam, good actions. Both are important, but they say that Naam is supreme. Right? Very important. Another thing is that when it comes to Naam Japna, everyone in this world will leave this body, and everybody will have the same thing in their mind. They're going to have regret. Any ideas why everyone have regret when they leave this body? Even the ones that jump on, but even the ones that don't jump on. Why do you think they're both going to have regret? Someone over there? Oh, sorry, my Hanji.
Because they won't be able to do more Naam Jap after leaving the body.
That's a good answer. So after leaving their body, they won't be able to do any more Naam Japna. Anyone else? That's a good answer. I like that. Hanji.
You don't think it's enough that what we've done, by the time they wasted, probably?
Hanji, theek. So you're pretty much along the right lines. So the ones that never meditated or connected, they're going to regret it, because they're going to realize that, look, I had this opportunity in my life, but I didn't take it. And everybody gets the opportunity. In all our lives, we'll have that one time or 2 times when that's the opportunity to connect. But if you connect or you don't connect, so that's karma, right? But right now, for everyone in this room, we have the opportunity. And for the ones that have already meditated, they're going to have regret as well. Because they're going to think to themselves, and look how precious this time is, if only I meditated more. If only I said God's name even more. Right, so I always love sharing this one story of, there was these great saints from Sri Hazur side. And one of the saints spoke to the other saint, and they said, how much do you meditate a day? You know, how much do you connect to Vaheguru Ji a day? And they go, 22 hours in a day. I spend in Seva and Simran. And they go, what about the other 2 hours? Who's going to make up for that, me or you? Right? Meaning all the time. Din and night. 8 sections of the day should all be spent remembering the one. So it's very deep, this topic of Naam Japna. So the reason why we talk about Naam Japna is because we're going by the 3 golden rules of Sikh Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj or Sikhi. First one is Naam Japna, Kirt Karni, Phir Vani Ke Shakna. So again, Naam Japna very simply means to meditate upon God's name. We'll go into more deeper meanings afterwards. Then Kirt Karni, to earn a living earn an honest living, and then finally, Vand ke shakana. What does that mean? Vand means to share, then shakana, then to have yourself. So you're first meant to give to others, then you consume yourself. Very important concept. And they're not separate. It's not that you do Naam Japna in the morning, then you do Kirtan in the afternoon, you Vand ke shakana at night, or something on the weekend or the end of the month. They're all meant to be done at the same time. So when you wake up in the morning, when we wake up in the morning, it's not just you say Vaheguru, Vaheguru, and then when you walk out your door, that's it. You've done your Naam Japna for the morning. It's meant to stay with you throughout the day. We're meant to be conscious of Vaheguruji throughout the whole day. Then when it comes to Kirtan, to earn an honest living, in that work that we're doing, there should be Naam Japna involved in that. We should still be conscious of Vaheguruji when we're working. And then when it comes to sharing, that wealth that we're sharing is blessed. Right? But it's not just about money here. It could be sharing teachings. It could be sharing that love that you've gained yourself. You're sharing with other people as well. Vand to Varta to everyone else, all that love. Right? So you go very deep in these concepts. When Sikh Guru Nanak Dev Ji came to this earth, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj gave this concept of Naam Japna. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, at the start of their Jivan, they didn't go to many places. Right? You could talk about Sri Nanagana Sahib today, or you could talk about Sri Sultanpur Sahib. These are two main cities that Guru Nanak Dev Ji stayed in till their mid-20s or 30 years old, depending on who you ask. Then, when they went to Sachkhand, they went to the river and they disappeared for 3 days and they came back out. Vaheguru gave them a mission. They said, They said, I was just somebody who used to just sing God's praises, work in a shop. And now, Vaheguru gave me a job. They gave me a mission. So what did Guru Nanak Dev Ji do when they came back from Sachkhand? They quit their job. That was the first thing Guru Nanak Dev Ji did. They worked in the shop and they used to give out rations to the soldiers. And they earned a lot of money. So I learned this recently from a great Gurmukh. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji earned money at that time, one of the times they got Sat Vada, meaning they earned a profit of 760 rupees. And just 5 rupees was equivalent to buying a whole Jameen, a whole city. That's how much 5 coins were worth at that time. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji was loaded, right? They could buy so much land. They were so rich. If they were given 760 coins, for example, but if 5 was the cost of just one village, Guru Nanak Dev Ji had a lot of money. But they just left it. Do you know what they did with that money? They split it half. They gave it to the poor people, and they gave the other half to Mata Salakani Ji, Baba Siri Chand, and Baba Lakshmi Das, their kids. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji then left for their travels. So now Guru Nanak Dev Ji is going to take that concept of Naam Japna to the whole world. Because before it was very limited to those people who came to where Guru Nanak Dev Ji was. But now they're going to travel the world and give these teachings. But when Guru Nanak Dev Ji quit their job, the person who was in charge, Daulat Khan Lodi, he was very annoyed. He goes, why are you quitting for? You can't quit on me. Right? You have no respect for me. And then he thought to himself that, you know what I'm going to do to Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj? I'm going to convert them to Islam. That's my plan. So he says to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, you say that God is one, Allah, Khuda, Vaheguru, they're all one. So come with me to the mosque. Let's go to the mosque and let's pray to Vaheguru or to Allah. And Guru Nanak says, sure. Wherever you pray to God, I'll go there as well. So they make their way to the mosque, but everyone is panicking in that area of Sri Sultanpur side. Why? Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji is seen as a Khatri. That was their job, right? That was their background. And they say that a Khatri or Brahma will never go into a mosque. So everyone's like, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is going to convert to Islam. It's got nothing to do with Dharma here, about the religions. But of course, the people at the time, they were mainly Hindus. And they figured, oh no, Guru Nanak is going to convert to Islam. And when Guru Nanak Dev Ji walks into the mosque, one of the Pandits come to try and stop Guru Nanak Dev Ji, but Guru Nanak Dev Ji is already inside the mosque. And he goes, well, I'm not going in there. Right? Because I'm a Pandit, I'm a Brahmin, I'm a Hindu, I can't go in the mosque. So he goes, it's too late now. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is going to convert, and that's it. So when Guru Nanak Dev Ji is in there, and everyone is praying and doing the namaz, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not moving at all. and they just got like a smile on their face. And they say to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, why are you smiling for? Are you taking the mick out of us? Why are you doing this for? And they go, look, I'll pray with you guys if you guys are praying as well. But you guys are not praying. One of you are thinking about your horses in Kabul, the other one's thinking about your baby horse, because it's a little ditch and it fell in and it's injured now. So everyone at that time was not focusing, and this is the idea when it comes to Naam Japna, it's about connecting. But you have to be conscious. So today I'm not really going to talk about, just saying Vaheguru. I just want to talk about things that happen around that as well. We're focused on the magic or the blessings or the anand of saying Vaheguru. Naam Japna is not just saying Vaheguru, Vaheguru. It can also be doing seva. It could be reading Gurbani. It's very broad. Naam is very broad. So many examples of what Naam is. Naam is everything. Everything that we see is Naam. This floor is Naam. This wall is Naam. What does Naam Japna mean? Just so we have a definition. Japna means to recite, okay, or to repeat. It's also an action, to do something, right? In this case, the Japna, it's a Pangti from Maharaj saying, Man har har Japna kare. To oh my mind, Japna kare, to meditate upon God's name. But the most important part, or the more interesting part, is about Naam. What does Naam mean? Any ideas? What do you think Naam means? Hands? Anyone? Even if it's a simple answer. Yes, Dilip Singh.
Standard definition is name.
Okay, name. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Connection.
Connection. Nice. Connection. Anyone else? Yes.
I would think it means not me, so na me. I was trying to
Naam, theek hai. That's good. So some other translations of Naam, Naam, theek hai. So the Nanna, if you take the Nanna on its own and you plus arm, not arm. So what that means is jo arm nahi hai. So that person is not just average, who's just not normal, but sare sansar vich, but a siddh hai. They're the most famous. They're the most known. They're the greatest in this world. So that is not just talking about a name. That could be talking about somebody who has Naam. Another example is Naam. So you take Nanne ka Na, and then Mamme Onkar, Naam. And what does that mean? Jis which nahi hai moh. The one who has no moh, no attachment. So when you hear the word moh, which means attachment, it means all five. So Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, they all come together. It's like a package deal. You don't get one, you get all of them. If you don't know what they are, Kam means desires, Krodh means anger, Lobh means greed, Moh means attachment, and Ahankar means pride. So if you read a lot of old scriptures, they'll say one of them, but it means all of them. So Naam, it means that the one who has no attachment. So this is referring to the Guru. Or somebody that connects to Naam, they lose their attachment to the world. They lose their anger to the world as well. Because we get angry all the time, right? But it's very interesting because, like I said before, I was struggling with this talk. I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? So I thought the only thing that would help is if I jump Naam, then hopefully the answers will come to me. Right? So, interesting story. One time, I was doing exactly that. I was doing some movement at a job, and I could hear a conversation taking place between a mother and a daughter. And the daughter was being very rude to the mother, right? And the first thing that came to my mind was that I know this Bibi, she does part. She prays, she does Naam Japna. But all I thought to myself in my mind was everything that she's done that day has been taken away. Just because of how she spoke to her mother, it's all been taken away. Right? So we could jump now, we could say Vaheguru, but then afterwards we could go out of that room where we did right outside or something, and what happens? Mom's burned the food. Right? That pizza he's looking forward to is this side, you smell the pizza, right? Yeah? And you're thinking that I'm going to have pizza afterwards, and you come downstairs and the pizza's burnt. Right? No one will see a burnt pizza, and then what happens? What did you do, Mom? Right? You burnt my pizza. Maybe another one. Right? But the point here is that sadgard for the people around us. Because that's anger. And that anger takes all that Naam back away. So one example of that is of Sikh Guru Ram Das Ji and their son. Who was the eldest son of Sikh Guru Ram Das Ji Maharaj? Hanji, Baba Prithi Chand. So what happened was when Guru Ram Das Ji gave the Guru Gaddi, the Guruship, to Guru Arjan Dev Ji, their eldest brother was very angry. They were so angry with Guru Ram Das Ji, and Guru Ram Das Ji gave me this teaching. He said, Gahe Putra, that means, oh my child, Putra, Gahe Putra, Jagrat ho Sangabad. Jagrat means Jagrat, to fight with, to have dispute with. Jagrat ho Sangabad. Why are you fighting with your father for? Jinke jane bedire hai tum ho, the one who brought you up, who gave you life. Then it's your Jagrat apart. To fight with that person is a sin. Then it's your Jagrat apart. Then it says, Jisatanaka tuma karat garbaho. They say that all this wealth you're so proud of, Jisatanaka tuma garba means pride. Sultana kise na aam. This money isn't yours. Everything that you're seeing around you, it's not yours. More attachment. Kin mein chod, jai bikhyas. They say in a moment, kin, in a moment, it's all going to go. Do lage bachat, then you're going to regret it. So Naam is an experience. At every moment in life you experience something, you can learn things, you can draw things together. And that was one example. Because if you look in Guru Bani, Guru Ram Das Ji says to us, they say, Har Naam Pita, Har Namo Mata. They say that Naam is my mother. Now the literal translation there is that like how mother takes care of you, Naam takes care of you. But it can also refer to the people around us, that your mother. That in that situation, if we treat them with love and respect, then that is us connecting to Vaheguru. Because if we can't love God's creation, then how can we love God? This is their physical form. We can't just say, I love God, I don't like the world. Because when I was with a great saint once, and they said to me, if you can't trust anyone, then you're very far from God. Now that's very deep stuff for me. I was like, okay, better start trusting some people. Because then we have no faith people around us, and it's maybe think about that yourself. I'm still trying to work that out even more, right? So, another cool thing, so that was just one example I gave you guys, is that it doesn't have to have one translation. You can have 10 conversations in one line of Gurbani, so it blows your mind. So Guru Sahib can be saying 10 things from one line, and it goes into 100 things, 1,000 things. So many things. So let's just say, for example, that Naam is an experience. Right? That's another example. Naam is an experience. But to experience it, you have to have a name to recite. Let's say it's Vaheguru. Through Vaheguru, you have an experience. And what does that do? It takes away your moho, your attachment. And then from doing that, it makes us prasid. It gives us glory in this world and in the next world. So what we've done there, we've taken 4 different translations and we put them all together in one. And that's just 4, there's so many more. So it goes very, very deep. Right? And there's so much things we could talk about here. But this is a simple just translation of Naam. Naam is also a medicine. When we take medicine, medicine is hopefully going to make you better, right? But if you take too much of that medicine, or you take it in the wrong way, it can be bad for you. Everyone agree? What is the greatest medicine that we have? It's Gurbani. Naam Daru. Daru here means dawai. It's the greatest medicine, but if we don't take it properly, then it can become very dangerous. Don't get scared here, right? Because we can start to develop ego. For example, this is from experience. You can speak to any other Guru Mukhane who's been into Sikhi for a while. We start to do seva, and that seva can be it can turn into ego. This is my seva, right? Doing part, everyone needs to listen to my voice because they've got a nice ucharan. I read Sud part, right? Or Shud part, right? It's very fine line, but that's why Guru Sahib says you have to do Sad Sangat. So they've given us a way of living, but we have to follow that. So that we talked about yesterday about name and prem. Name is your routine, prem is love, we have to have both. It's not good just saying, I love God, that's it. The Gurus taught us how to live in their hukum, how to live that kind of life, because that will protect us along the way. So that means that we have to make sure that we keep listening to Guru Sahib Ji, keep surrounding ourselves by Guru Sahib Ji. You're going to take a lot of things away from the camp. You may not remember a lot of them, but the one thing I'll say is, like I said yesterday, your Guru is Sikh Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj. Build your connection with them. Everyone else is going to leave physically. Even the great saints that we see, the body becomes mitti. Our Guru's body became dust as well, the body. But what did they always tell us? They said that my Guru is Gurbani. Sabad Guru Surutto na Chelna. Join to my words, because that is my Sukhdeep. That will stay forever. The Naam Rahyo. Naam will remain forever. And when we do that, we surround ourselves, they will guide us. They will guide us in our life. They're always with you. They're always guiding us. But we have to be there with their Sangha, where it's easier to get those teachings. Sometimes you can listen to a talk and they give you your answer. Right? So what happened one day was that there was a Pandit. So a Pandit is a scholar, but they're like the top of the top. They've read everything. So you even get Sikhs that are Pandits as well. Right? It just means somebody who's read every single Granth. So they have all the knowledge of the Hindu Granths, the Muslim Granths, even the Bible, Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, or the Gatha Granths you can read as well. And this person, he came one day to see Bhagat Kabir Ji. And Bhagat Kabir Ji was doing Naam Japna, right? They're meditating. And he comes along and he goes, what are you doing? What is this? This is the thing, right? We can have that gyan, but it can become ego. And he thinks he knows everything. He goes, what is this Naam Japna? Right? What are you doing? So when he comes to Bhagat Kabir Ji, he's coming in great ego, great ahankar, great pride. Bhagat Kabir Ji looks at him and they have so much taras upon them, so much pity upon them, and have mercy upon them. And then char shabad that we have in Sikh Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj, kya badi hai, kya guni hai. Say, kya badi hai? What are you reading? Why do you read all these scriptures for? Now in one respect, let's look at Sikh Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj here when we do part, okay? We'll understand later on. Kya badi hai? Why do you read part for? Kya guni hai? Guni hai means to vichar. Why do you do vichar of this bani? Why do you think about it for? They say, kya Ved Purana suniye? Ved Purana, the different Granths. Why do you listen to them for? Then they continue and they say, Pare sune kya hui? You read these, what's happened to you? So you may think, can we say that for Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj? Can we say that for part, Nityanim that we do? But the thing is that you have to read the whole Shabad. Because someone could just read that and say, kya padiye, kya guniye, I don't need to do part. You have to read the whole Shabad to understand. And the next line is really key. It says, Jo sehaj na milyo soi. If you don't get sehaj, if you don't get peace, your mind doesn't become still, you don't see progression, you don't feel that you're connecting more, then what are you doing? But it doesn't mean you stop, it's just to wake you up, it's to wake us up to our actions. Now, what are you doing? Guru Nanak Dev Ji is speaking to us here. They're speaking to all of us and saying that, what are you doing with your life? You're reading the part, but are you actually reading it? Are you sitting there connecting, or is your mind just going all over the place? There's a big difference. Try yourself one day. If it takes you 1 hour to do a Nityanim, spend 2 hours doing it. And just do that for a week and see the difference in your days. Then they continue and they say afterwards, they say, Kya so? They say, Har ka naam na japas gavara. Gavara means like gavara, gavar. Oh, you fool, that you don't even jump now. And they say, Kya soch hai barin bara? What are you thinking about all the time? Like the priests in the mosque, the fakirs, and Dol Khan Lodi, their mind was somewhere else. So what are you doing? You're not there, you're not conscious. And if you're not conscious, then we're not going to connect, then we're going to have to come back again and try again. We have to connect. That is the point. So when we're doing our part, when we're doing our seva, whatever we're doing, we have to be conscious. It's very important. It's such a simple thing, but it's hard to do. But unless we don't actually think to ourselves that when I'm sitting here, let me at least try. Let me try and, when I say Vaheguru, let me just ignore all these thoughts. Because it becomes a habit. And I'm sure some of us know that when we do that outside, we clock it in 10 minutes, and we don't remember any of it, what we did. 1 minute we're on Sonavada Ake Sabakaway, next minute we're on, Mahakal Kiji, Seven Place, whatever time. How did I get there? Did I miss all the shovels in between? So Bhagat Kabir is saying that you need to be conscious when you're doing this. And he's speaking to this Pandit as well, saying that look, you don't truly connect. You're not losing your more, naam, you're not losing the attachment side, you're not lost your pride, your hankar, it's all still there. Nothing has changed. So, kya padiye? Why are you reading it for then? It doesn't mean stop though, it just means what you're doing. It's like, for example, if you go to school and you don't do good in your exams, and your mom says to you, what are you doing at school? It doesn't mean they say to you, that's it, you can leave school now, do whatever you want. They're still going to send you to school. In the same way they say to us, what are you doing? Kya padiye? Kya guniye? What are you doing at this time? It's a wake-up call. The next part's so beautiful as well. They say to us, Andiyare Deepak Chahiye. That when it's dark, Hanera, you need a Deepak, you need a light in order to see where you're going. Ek basta gojra lahiye. Bast here means like an item. Then you can find what you're looking for. But if you go even deeper, bast gojra means Atam Gyan, to find who you truly are inside. So you need a deepak, because you need a diva, you need a light to find that true one inside you. And you don't know what the diva is? Any ideas? What do you think the diva is? What is the light inside us that will help us connect to Vaheguru?
Is it the truth within you?
Yeah, but what is the Jyot? Yeah, and what is Vaheguru? It's Naam again. Yeah. So Diva Mera Ek Naam. ठीक है? Diva is Naam. Dukh vich paya Tegh. They say that what is keeping this Diva going is my dukh. All the things that happen in my life, even this moment, this isn't a bad thing that's happening, it's a blessing. Everything that happens in life is a blessing. So when this Pandit is, come over to Bhagat Kabir Ji giving it large, it's a big blessing, because now he's going to get Atam Gyan. Right? He's going to get Atam means your soul, Gyan means knowledge of who you truly are. And now they're going to get that hopefully if they listen to what Bhagat Kabir Ji say to them. So, Diva Mera Ek Naam Dukh Vich Paya Tegh, Oho Chanan Oho Sokhya, Chuke Jam Some. They say that Dukh, what's that going to do? It's going to take up all the Dukh in my life. That Jod that's lit, it's going to take up all the Tegh, and that Tegh is Dukh. So you need Dukh to jump Naam, and that Naam takes away your Dukh. It's like a cycle. And then Jamdud cannot come for us. Death cannot come for us because we conquer death. And that's what Bhagat Kabir Ji is talking about in the Shabad as well. Keh Kabir Abajanya. So Bhagat Kabir says Abajanya means Hun, now I know God. I say Jabajanya, when I knew God, when I connected to Vaheguru Ji, to Manamanya. Then my mind had accepted that my mind was truly one with them. And now that I'm with Vaheguru Ji, Manamane Log na Patije. Now that my mind is connected, no one believes me. No one believes I've connected to Vaheguru Ji. Then they say the last line, Na Patije, to kya kije. If no one believes me, what can I do? So the vichara taken from here is that, look, if we feel like we've connected, and we want to help the people in this world, that's great. We want to connect other people. But sometimes it doesn't happen. So what can we do? Like Bhagat Kabir Ji said. People came to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, and people didn't come. And the Sadhu say, Maharaj, there's so much something they haven't seen, and they go, that's their karma. They're not meant to see me. It doesn't mean they never see me. We have to wait a few more lives. But we have to save ourselves. Then we can save other people. Right? Because how can we save somebody else when we're already drowning ourselves? We think we can be helping them, but this is more. It's attachment. Right? I'm not trying to say you don't help people around you, but we have to understand this one thing, that if we truly want to help other people, you have to help yourself. And I'm sure Bhai Sukhdeep can vouch for this as well. Even what we do for the child, right? At the end of the day, if we don't help ourselves, if we don't connect ourselves, then we ain't going to connect to nobody. Right? We're just going to do a really bad job. Right? But this is the thing they say, you have to focus on yourself. What are the actions that you're doing outside of just doing Naam Japna? Anything around. We have to think about it all. This is where Guru Sahib comes in again. Guru Sahib is that diva, they're that joke. Satguruji. Guru Sahib take care of us. We have to keep our faith in Guru Sahib. Keep on seeing Guru Sahib every single day. Go to the Gurdwara Sahib. Sit with your Guru. Make a personal relationship with your Guru. Wake up in the morning and remember your Guru. Because when we sit with our Guru, we're physically there, but our mind is so far away. We're right there physically, we're with God, but for some reason the mind is not with God. We should be doing Simran or Vaheguru. Simran means remember, we're remembering many other things, but we're not remembering Vaheguru. Going back to the start of the talk, Guru Nanak says that in the morning, connect to Vaheguru. But when you go into the world, stay connected. It doesn't mean you leave the world, it means you're in the world, you're working, but when you're working in the world, you're still connected to Vaheguru. You don't become a bogi, somebody who becomes attached to the world. When we start to meditate more, do more bhaj, more simran, you'll see yourself. I'll give you one example just from our own personal life. We do nityanim in the morning, right? We wake up in the morning and we do our bhaj. Yeah? And if for the next 8 hours I don't do any bhaj, I feel very dirty. Not physically, I'm sure Benji's agree with me, but it's not physical, it's inside. You don't feel right. Right? Because now we've been partaking in the world for a very long time and you just don't feel the same. But that's becoming more aware, more spiritually aware. That every hour or every half an hour, whenever we can, we're doing some bhaj. You know, when you see great saints, they never speak. One of my theories is because they have so much bhaj to do that they ain't got time to chat to anybody. Yeah? That's why sometimes it's good to give yourself extra 5 japa subs to do a day. Then you ain't even do too much chit chat. Right? You can say, okay, bye, go. Yeah? Because you got to do your part. Yeah? So maybe try that. Maybe add a japa sahib to your routine. Add some more simran. Get a mala, right? This mala is not just for show, use it, right? Use it and do mumantra japa, or any type of japa. And that's your Guru with you, and that will help a lot. So with that in mind, it doesn't matter what you do in the day, stay connected with your Guru, and don't be unconnected to the world. You can still live in the world, but where is your mind, where is your heart? So one thing that helped me a lot recently was that I started to do, before I went to bed, I started to listen to Katha. And it helped me so much. It made me feel sleepy, so I got to sleep as well afterwards, right? But just find a time in your day where you can sit down, whether that's half an hour, a good quality half an hour, where you're just connecting. Wherever you like Katha, whether that's a Santhi Abhyas, Kirtan, whatever you like doing, just spend that time and connect any time of the day. I'll tell the story very quickly. So I always, when you come into Sikhi at the start and you hear that, Japa Naam is very important, right? And you should do it and things will work out for you. So I was in university and I finished my 3rd year and I was applying for a master's. And they said to me, you need your A-level certificates. But I never had them. Right? Because after I finished 6th one, I was like, see you later. Yeah, I'm not coming back. Right? But then apparently you need them to apply for your master's, right? I was like, I need them. So I thought before I call the school, let me just do some Naam Japna, right? Let me just sit down and say Vaheguru for 2 minutes, right? Not half an hour, just 2 minutes, right? And I sat there on the sofa, just like, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, just said Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Before that, I actually rang the school, and the library person picked up. Right? I know what happened there, right? And then I said Vaheguru for 2 minutes, I rang them back, and when I picked up the phone, it was a receptionist, and I go, hi, I need to collect my A-level certificates. And they go, okay, what year are you from? I think it was like 2012 or something. I'm trying to remember now. When I left 6th form. And she goes, yeah, they're right next to me. Just come and get them. They were literally right next to her in a box. And I was like, whoa. Right? So that was just a small experience of mine. But I was like, whoa. It was right next to her, my certificate. Right? So who knows what experience you have. But the main point there was that whatever time of day it is, if it's 2 minutes, just take those 2 minutes and spend that time and just connect. When you leave this room and you maybe after your Langar or something, and you're just sitting on the sofa, just try and connect for 30 seconds. Right? Who knows what can happen in those 30 seconds, right? Ek baar, jin tumhe sambara, kaal faasle, dahe baar. Ek baar. If for just one moment I can connect to you, then kaal faas, the noose of death around my neck, is going to be cut. Ek baar jin tumhe sambara. If I can hold on to you for 1 minute, for one moment, then that's it. It just takes one moment and then get it done. So I had a few more points. Remove all distractions, very important as well. So maybe just sit in your room, nice empty place, nothing else there. Stop, always do ardas. If you don't ask, how do you expect to receive? We have to ask. I know we say that, God knows everything. They know what we're thinking, but you still have to ask. Many people, when they ask, things happen straight away. It shows humility, it shows that we are servant, that we are judged by someone who's asking from Vaheguru. It shows humility, and Guru Sahib does give it up. Make it into a routine as well. Right? Don't just do it one day, try and do it every single day, and you see the difference. And last thing I put was Sadhana, company of great saints, great Gurus. It will change your life. Just in my own life, people will say that, look, you're doing a great seva, right? You get it all the time, trying to get a big head. The mala gets bigger though, right? But honestly, it's because of the Gurumukhs behind the scenes, right? Like my Ustadji, right, who teaches me Gurbani Santhya. These Gurumukhs put so much in to us, right? They have so much love, and they teach us so much, and it's because of them we can do this seva, right? And that is sadhana for me. If you look at Siri Sukhmani side, Guru Sahib writes a whole body on just Naam. He said, Naam ke tare sagale jam, Naam ke tare khand brahman, Naam ke tare simrat ved puran, Naam ke tare sunan gyan dhyan, Naam ke tare agas patal, Naam ke tare sagal akal, Naam ke tare puriya sab pavan, Naam ke sang udre sun sravan. And it continues. They just keep talking about Naam. And I was thinking about the things earlier, and I was like, what was that fireworks going off in my head? Right? Because they say Naam ke tare sagale jant, and Naam is the support of every single being. Sagale jant. Every single being is being supported by Naam. Naam ke tare sagale jant, Naam ke tare khand brahman. Every galaxy, every planet, every universe is all being supported by this Naam. Naam ke tare khand brahman, Naam ke tare simrat ved puran. Every single scripture you see, there's Naam inside there. But Guru Granth Sahib Ji is Naam. Naam ke tare simrat ved puran, Naam ke tare sunan gyan dhyan. Thank you. That when it comes to connecting, listening, dhyan, gyan, all the knowledge that we have, it's all from Naam. It's all from what Guru Sahib has given to us. Naam ke tare agas patal. The skies, the heavens, the hells, everything, it's all Naam. Vaheguru Ji is everywhere. Sab Gobind hai, Sab Gobind hai, Gobind Bina nahi koi. There's only Vaheguru. Naam ke tare sagal akar. Everything that's created is from Naam. The reason I'm telling you this is because the last part kind of gives the answer away, right? Naam ke tare puriya savapavan. Right? All the cities, all the lands, all the creation is Naam. And they say Naam ke Sang. This is where it comes. What does Sang mean? Sangat. Naam ke Sang. When you start to do Sangat of Naam, when you start to have company of Naam, whether that's reading Gurbani, whether that's doing Simran, Kirtan, Naam ke Sang, Udale, Sunas Ravan. That person is saved just by listening to Naam. Sunas Ravan. The one who listens to that, they're saved as well. They say, Kar Kirpa, just apare naam lai, but it's only through Guru Sahib Ji's Kirpa. Now, look where we are. It's Christmas, right? If there was not this camp by now, I'd be at home watching Home Alone, right? I'm guaranteed half of you will do that as well, watching movies, right? Because it's the holidays, right? And this is the season to be jolly, right? Watching movies, right? But Maharaj saying, Kar Kirpa, just apare naam lai, the ones who have this naam, they're very fortunate, and maybe we don't know how fortunate we are. Really, we probably don't know. It doesn't mean that we get ego from it, but we're very lucky to be here, right? Because a lot of people have applied, Well, I don't know if Carl see what the message is, but even the day before camp, we had a lot of people messaging us saying, Baji, can we get into camp? And it's like, Benji, you have 2 months. Why you asked me the day before? You're going to be, oh Baji, right? But look, you guys got in, right? But this is a great opportunity, right, to be in one building and to take so much away, right? So kal ke palis aapne naam laaye, Nanak chauthe pad mein hai, so janagat paaye. He said, when you reach that chautha pad, which means Sahaj, where everyone's looking for the start, right? Sahaj, that stage where our mind is not going all up and down, we're there, we're conscious. They say that Maharaj, they say that this is obtained at that time. So very important what Guru Sahib is saying to us. Right? So it's blessings, but we're very blessed right now. Right? So don't waste the opportunity. Even if you have now, then you're very blessed. Right? Naam here means from Panch Pyare. That's truly when we get Naam. Right? Why now because it's a name? When from the start of time, the way it always worked was that you took upon a Guru, you took upon a spiritual enlightener, and they gave you a mantra. Right? They always gave you something. Like a mantra means like something to chant. Right? And that's what Panch Pyare give to us. They give us Naam. But what does Naam do for you? Naam protects you. Is it Jinke Har Naam Vasya Sada Hirday? The ones who in the heart, Jinke Naam Har Sada Vasya Hirday. The one in the heart is God's name. Har Namo Tiniko Rakhana Har. Naam is a protector. Naam protects them all the time. Where like I told you yesterday, right? Jibdu Rakhe Devraho, safe from the car, right? Har Naam Pita, Har Namo Mata, Har Naam Hamari. Har Naam se Khai Mitra Hamara. Naam is my mother, Naam is my father, Naam is everything to me. It's my house, it's my mitra. It's my company. Har Naam Nar Gala. You can speak to Naam. You can speak to Gurbani. Gurbani speaks to you. Har Naam Nar Masla. Naam gives you advice. Like I said earlier, when I was meditating, things came to me, right? And Maharaj gave me the answers. So when I'm here today, I can think of stuff to talk about, right? Har Naam Nar Gala, Har Naam Nar Masla, Har Naam Hamari. So that Naam, Har Naam Hamari Karda Nitasana. It always takes care of me. All the time. It's always with me. Har Naam Hamari Sangat Atta Pyari. It's my most beloved Sangat. I love Naam more than anything else. Clearly, Naam is not just a person. Naam is something that I experience. Right? Naam, Har Naam Hamari Sangat Atta Pyari. Har Naam Kul Har Naam Paravara. It's my whole lineage. It's my whole family. That's Naam to me. Right? The Guru says at the end, Jana Nanak Naam Har Gur Har Naam Gur Diya. That is only given to you for the Guru. The only Guru said to give us this Naam. And when we have that Naam, Har Naam, that, what does the Naam do? Har Harat Parata Sada Kare Nisatana. Harat means now, Parat means later on in the next one. We come to the end now. I want to apologize if that wasn't clear in anyone's heads. Right? Because to me, when I think of Naam, it's very broad. It's just even now, it's like, whoa. Right? It's an experience. You have to experience it. And I promise everyone, if you start connecting, you'll start to experience. Right? Maharaj is saying, experience me, connect to me. Right? I've given you the way now. You've got the Sangat. You've got me in the physical form of Sikh Guru says Maharaj. Now connect. Let's just say Vaheguru for 1 minute. And let's be conscious. Let's put our hands together. Let's try and focus on one point in our mind. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.